Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. Just go ahead and smashing through a lot of the content that we have gotten as part of the 9th anniversary. So we have this story event right here. Still not really super sure what to make of this Frieza. We'll obviously, get him awakened and stuff like that, go over his details and stuff like that. So we're going to have new stages added to this story event right here. This is Frieza's Endless Ambition, is what this story event is called. I think it's mainly just a couple of new stages, and the only real thing of note to get here is the Awakening Medal, so we can actually awaken this first form Frieza into his TUR state right there. Now, I've mentioned this several times. The major L of the 7th anniversary and 8th anniversary, both of them, was ridiculously weak, worthless free-to-play characters. And the reason that's relevant is because the 6th anniversary, which I guarantee you, it's a common opinion that the 6th anniversary is not as good as a lot of these, which is true, but the 6th anniversary had the best free-to-play characters we've ever gotten, right? Including LR Master Roshi, who was unbelievable when he first came out. So I would really like Dokkan to return to form, and I am pleading that they make these free-to-play characters more impactful. Especially, we need this Frieza to be good. The Frieza and the Beerus Super Bosses is such a horrible team. It needs literally anything it can get. And unfortunately, we now know Cell Max is not coming during the 9th anniversary. He's not coming. I guess technically he could be Beast Gohan's banner unit, but I don't think they're making Cell Max a banner unit. They could, but I don't think it's going to happen. So again, we got new stages. Super Boss is, of course, going to give us the extra category drops here. Again, the Awakening Medal is pretty much the only thing we need to get right here. Again, this Frieza being really good would be a significant buff to the Super Bosses team. This Frieza is a Super Bosses support. He's got a scouter. Like, this guy would help. I'm telling you, like, we need help. We need villain help. I'm just going to be saying this forever. But it's literally always going to be, we need more and better villains always. It's just the way it is. All right, so let's just go ahead and jump in. We'll see what the story event is going to be looking like. Okay, so now we're in Resurrection F times. Now, of course, the Frieza that we're getting and grinding up and stuff like that, of course, is from the opening of Dragon Ball Super Broly, where, I mean, they just... Again, Dragon Ball Super... well, it's more so like modern Toriyama, right? Modern Toriyama just kind of does shit. Right? Just, like, changes shit and does shit, right? Like, Trunks comes back in Dragon Ball Super, and they're like, he's got blue hair now. And it's like, oh, okay. And it's one of those things where it's like, oh, well, back on the color manga pages and stuff like that from, like, 500 years ago, like oftentimes Bulma and Trunks' hair was that color. Which is all well and good, except for the fact that in Dragon Ball Super, they have future Trunks with his blue hair, and then they have Kid Trunks right next to him with his purple hair. So, like, it's just, again, Toriyama, modern Toriyama, he just does shit for the sake of doing it. At the same time, there's a lot of story inconsistencies and shenanigans in Dragon Ball. I do think you can maybe make an argument that it's just so chaotic that it's kind of fun. Like, I don't know. Like, I could overlook a lot of the goofiness with Dragon Ball. Because, I mean, also, it just usually ends in, like, super raw shit, right? Like, it's like, whatever. Like, why is Frieza purple now, right? Or, like, I guess pinkish. More pinkish than anything. I don't know. I'm just talking, man. I don't know. Don't ask me. By the way, Jiren, I am hoping that he gets an easy A, man. One thing we could talk about a lot during this video is Super Bosses. I keep getting people being like, Super Bosses isn't that bad, and it's just like pure delusion or something, man. I'm sorry. Like, no, no, Super Bosses is shit, and it's a lot of repeated failures, right? Now, I don't really want to get too deep into the Tech Fusion Zamasu, Int Fusion Zamasu thing, right? But that certainly is a huge problem. We get Tech Fusion Zamasu, and I mean, it just kind of locks Int Zamasu out of the equation. By the way, I would like a sorbet character. I think we could get like some kind of sorbet or something like that at some point. But that is a major issue, right? So, like, Int Fusion Zamasu, at this point, I mean, he would not be like, oh my god, you know, he's the savior, like, villain teams are way stronger, something like that. Like, he would be another capable option, right? But, like, you know, he kind of got locked out. LR Ribran, Rosie, and Kakunsa just flat out are not good enough. I think in some fights they could certainly do some stuff, but like with the way they work with like their orbs and like some of their restrictions, I just think it's like they're just not flat out good enough. So that's an issue, right? So we have a bunch of these super bosses issues. I mean, then we could talk about stuff like STR Jiren, who, I mean, even the biggest defender of someone who would say like, oh, super boss is not that bad or something like that, would acknowledge that STR Jiren is horrible. I think LRK and Caulifla are bad. In TUR Goku Black, maybe some of these fights during the anniversary, he could be okay. Because, I mean, he is a stacking character. And, you know, provided he doesn't get tagged with a super attack. Into Goku Black maybe could do some minor stuff. But, I mean, that's very, very fight specific, right? I guess we did get STR Hit. Like, attribute EZA character. But, like, the problem is that there's no other STR characters really to run just with super bosses. It's like, damn, they could make super bosses way better in, like, one day. They give us LR Jiren EZA and Kefla EZA. And if Jiren and Kefla's EZAs would just be on par with what Broly, Chila, and Lemo and Evolution Blue Vegeta and Blue Kaioken Goku are, that would be a significant buff to super bosses. I think that's... It's within realm of possibility that we could see some of those characters EZA, right? Like Jiren or Kefla. I mean, there's also Angel Golden Frieza, but he's not a super boss's character, right? Angel Golden Frieza characters are not super bosses. Resurrection F Friezas would be on super bosses, but we don't... All the Resurrection F Friezas we have in-game are from the movie, not technically from the Dragon Ball Super anime. And then obviously Frieza from the Broly movie is on super bosses, right? So there's still just a lot for them to do. They introduced this super bosses category during the anniversary. I mean, I thought there was going to be way more buffs. I mean, I do like the essentially the three characters they gave us because, I mean, they're the three best characters on the team, aren't they? Broly, Int Golden Frieza, and Broly, Chila, and Lemo. Like, those are literally the three best super bosses characters that all came out during the celebration. Maybe Pajamas Beerus will be good as well. That would be sick. I'd love for Pajamas Beerus to be good. First Form Frieza to be good. But, I mean, am I just sitting here hoping and praying and it's never going to come? Probably. Okay, so there was only 2 new stages. Just stage 4 and 5 right there. All right, let me just quickly gather up the awakening medals we need, and then we can awaken Frieza. All right, guys, so I got the grindaroo done, so let's just go ahead and Dokkan awaken first form Frieza here. Now, again, remember, Frieza is still going to be getting his EZA in Part 3. The free-to-play login Gogeta, they already gave him his EZA for Part 2 here. But First Form Frieza and the LR Sleepy Pajamas Beerus, they're still going to be getting their EZAs in Part 3. I am, again, really just like, please, Dokkan. We get so few chances for these types of characters. I'm hoping that they make them good, man. I could easily... Like, this Frieza has got a Scouter. It's a conditional Scouter against a certain type of enemy. For a free-to-play character, though, I don't mind that. I still love the idea of this Frieza being impactful for us in certain spots. I think that is going to be pretty good. Oh, he's going to have one link right here. But that's where we could just go ahead and do this. And wabam, he is now level 10 links. So we'll get into a video for him very soon. Let me know what you guys think of the free-to-play characters for the 9th anniversary and stuff like that. Again, this Frieza does have potential. Hopefully, Dokkan will follow through and make this Frieza actually good.